Every day, Purple Reels is watching, baby. And you can count on me. You can Thank you so much for joining me for yet another episode of Purple Reels is Watching. My name is 𝑃𝑢𝑟𝑝𝑒𝑙𝑒 𝑇𝑟𝑎𝑚𝑏𝑙𝑒, and today we're going to be talking about just 3 movies that I really wanted to share with you guys. Okay, the first movie that we're going to discuss is called We Grown Now. It came out September 8th, 2023, and was directed by Mina Beg, and it's starring Journey Smollett. Another movie I have to recommend is The Burial. She plays Maine in that movie, one of my favorite movies. Also, you'll remember her from Love Country, and then Eve's Bayou when she was just a little thing. So I felt this movie was directed so well, superb cinematography, and just like the moving shots and also the depth of field. I would say just look for the spider when you see this movie. There's a lot of quiet moments. I like how they let you really get to know the characters by just, it's just like you're sitting there, with them going through the day, and it's told through the eyes of two best friends, Malik and Eric. Malik is played by Blake Cameron, and Eric is played by Gian Knight Ramirez. Um, and so it's basically about, family and self-discovery, identity, community. It's like a coming of age film, and takes place it takes place in Chicago, and basically just shows what it's like to grow up in Cabrini Green, a public housing in Chicago. But so they're living their life, right? And then Journey Smollett, she plays a single mom to these two gorgeous kids, Malik, of course, and then her daughter. And then the other lady, Epitha, plays her mother. And there's one instance in the movie where, she's struggling, just trying to wear the pants, if you will. And then her mother, everybody in black families, I don't know if it's just black families, maybe Mexican and all that too, but the sugar cookies, the tin or whatever. I mean, they really captured the 90s in this movie. There's this one sweater that I remember my brother wearing when he was little, that this guy had on in one of the scenes when the tragedy takes place. It's just everything. They really captured it. Like, if you want to feel like what it feels like as far as the 90s, that movie is great. So she's the provider. As a single mom, you're everything pretty much. You're the dad, you're the mom, you're everything. So there's this one moment where she comes home and she's just tired, like so tired, because it seems like she can't. It's not only, as a black woman, it's not only the that glass ceiling or whatever as far as being a woman, but you're also a black woman, and all of that. So there's a lot more things that go into it. There's a lot more stress. So let me make sure I remind you that it's available on Google, on YouTube, Apple, Prime, and but all of these places that you stream, you're gonna have to pay. Because I'm just letting you know, coming from 𝑃𝑢𝑟𝑝𝑒𝑙𝑒 𝑇'r𝑎𝑚𝑏𝑙𝑒, letting you know that this is a great movie and it's worth it. It's worth your money, basically. So We Grown Now. It also won a couple of awards, so I encourage you to check this movie out. Okay, so the next movie we're going to talk about is Fresh Kills. So I'm smiling because if you know me, I really love mafia movies, right? So, but basically, it's always from the male point of view. Like, Goodfellas, Casino, Like, well, Goodfellas, they do go into, you know, Lorraine's character and tell it from her point of view, like, narration. But this is different. Came out in 2023. It's directed by Jennifer Esposito. It is edgy, gritty. I love the intensity of the shots. It's a coming of age film. And as I said, it's a crime mafia type film from the girl's point of view, from the women in the film. Basically, there's two sisters, Connie and Rose. So Connie, I thought when I first watched it, I thought Connie was just more like her dad, because she's really loves him. He can do no wrong, basically, and it's like she just wants to be like him. But then, and then Rose, her sister, is more like a Rose. I felt like the characters' names were right and exact. And so her character goes through such a transformation in this movie that's amazing to me, because it's like at the end of the day, even though she's not like, they not like us, they not like us, she feels like basically the black sheep, or the purple sheep, if you will, because this film really resonated with me in that respect, where you're born into a family that, they are like this and love to do this, and this is the norm, basically. Not to say that they are wrong, but in some scenes in the movie, you see the altercations between her and her sister, her and her mother, and then later on down the line between her and her father. And it just goes to show, like, throughout the whole film, she doesn't really say much, but she's observant, of her father and the things that he does. And her sister, Connie, is just like, hey, and she's going with the flow and everything is good. And I love daddy. He could do no wrong. But her sister is just like, something is wrong here, and there's those people in every family that realize that. And it's either up to you to do something to go against the grain, or you can continue to just go along with whatever was going on. One scripture that comes to mind is bad company corrupts good character. And it doesn't say anywhere in there that doesn't include family. It doesn't say anywhere in there that doesn't include friends or coworkers, or is bad company corrupts good character. That it doesn't say anywhere in there that it doesn't include your husband or your wife, your spouse. At the end of the day, we have to look out for ourselves. So that is what this film is about. Like, go your own way, baby. You got to look out for you, even though I do believe it also illustrates loyalty. And, I believe in family and that we should take up for each other. But this film, man, whew, I mean, in the movie, it made me think of that song. Can I call you Rose? Can I call you Rose? I love that song. This movie touched my heart in so many ways. It's about basically following your instincts, boundaries, and standing up for yourself. And yeah, this is as real can get, man. I mean, I just love this. So I encourage you to check out this movie. It is available on Prime, Apple, and YouTube. And of course, you're going to have to pay for it, baby. It's a good movie. The Devil You Know. Oh, wow. First of all, I love movies based on a true story. I saw Omar Epps. I really like him as an actor. This movie is directed by Charles Murray. It came out in 2022. So Omar Epps, he plays the role of Marcus Cohen's, and this film, it centers a lot around family as well. It gets right down to it, where this guy, his character, Marcus Cohen's, was trying to turn over a new leaf. He had some interactions with the law, and he finally got himself clean. He was an alcoholic. If they'll, let you know that in the beginning of the film, and he's trying to, get his life right. And that's going well. He has a new job and all that, but sometimes in families there's jealousy for whatever reason. I really don't get it, because if it's your family, you're supposed to be supporting each other and wanting the best for each other. But as the case goes, even in the Bible, with Cain and Abel, that that was an issue. But that has to do with the internal issues that that person's dealing with. It has nothing to do with the person they're jealous or envious of. So yeah, jealousy, bitterness, family values. So as far as this film, I was more intrigued by the story and just keeping me on the edge of my seat. Family, loyalty, deception, jealousy. Like you think you know family, but baby, you only know what people tell you. And that's what I really realized this year. It's just like even in the film, like the Marcus, he meets someone in the beginning, and she's telling him about her past because they one of his family members wanted to introduce them, and so they're talking to each other and sharing things about their past. But sometimes it might not be good to share everything. Can I get an amen? You know why? Because there's narcissists around. If you know anything about narcissism, you know that these people will actually mirror you and become the person that you say that you want, as far as the person you want to be with for the rest of your life or whatever. And then once you cross that threshold, once they feel that they've got you, there's this thing called love bombing. I'll just give you a couple keys here. There's this thing called love bombing. Oh, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. Da, da, da. They lay it on you, baby. In the beginning, you be thinking, man, this is freaking Prince Charming. And then after they have you or marry you or whatever, and then the mask slips, the mask comes off, and you might hear some things like, "Oh, I'm not obligated to have sex with you." Something that might, like, what? I thought that's yeah. So there was a little bit of some type of moments in there like that, but Marcus in the movie, he's not a narcissist. I was just using that as an example. This movie, it's the same thing as far as that scripture, "Bad company corrupts good character." Because here it is, Marcus is trying to turn over a new leaf, and he has a new girlfriend, all this and that, and then the brother essentially tries to tear him down. But you can't get away from your own character and try to put that off on someone else. So even if someone does something like how narcissists do a smear campaign after you have discarded them, and they want to tear down your character, let me just encourage you, or anybody who's dealing with that type of thing, that it doesn't even matter what they say. Just let them keep talking, because your character will shine through. Like, people that really know you, baby. Yeah, this is like reminds me of Cain and Abel. I'll share that scripture at the end of this. And also Joseph and his brothers. Like, it just, I never understood that. Why would they get, well, I could get it, I guess, because that coat, Joseph's coat of many colors, was probably very beautiful. Everybody loves color, right? But it's like, why would you be jealous of your own family? But this movie will show you why and how and all of this and that. It's available on Prime, also on YouTube and Google. I encourage you to check out this movie. Um, if you know the story of Cain and Abel, God asked them to do something, and then Cain did his thing, Abel did his thing, and then God was satisfied with one and not the other, the offering or whatever they brought, and then the one that was jealous ended up killing the other brother. Yeah, check that out. The Devil You Know 2022, available on Prime, YouTube, and Google, baby. All in all, I hope that you guys are staying safe. You can see how our world is really changing. We have AI that is really taking a front seat right now. If you don't realize it, that could be where the big money maker is. But I always want to get on here, and share, movies with you guys, because the movies that I pick have all of these elements in there, family values and just movies that make you think. I love movies, of course, that are based on a true story. you're able to learn from these people's experiences. And I think the emphasis on it being a true story really really makes more of an impact, I think, for me, and maybe even for you. I hope. That's my hope. So yeah, that's three movies today. We Grown Now, Fresh Kills, and The Devil You Know. Hey, I wasn't planning on it, but it seemed like these movies all go together, baby, huh? Family values, crime, except for We Grown Now. That, the significant thing about that movie too was that even though it was about, Chicago, there wasn't like massive killings in the movie. There was this one tragedy, which I won't, share with you. You got to watch it. But I appreciated that how they showed the realness of a single black family, home, and the struggles. Even though they didn't, well, they showed maybe one time when she was out in the workforce, but other than that, you got to see these little simple things that these kids did in the neighborhood where there was hardly anything that for to entertain them. But kids who grew up, in the 80s, 90s know about that, though, as far as entertaining ourselves without all this social media. Also, I wanted to encourage you to think about and do something for yourself as far as your mental health, as far as therapy, and just doing things to better yourself mentally, physically, and also the balance within, on a spiritual level, whatever that may be for you. It may not be, Christianity for you. It might be meditating or something like that. But that doesn't mean that if you're a Christian you can't meditate. It's with that. It's more of a just balancing yourself on the inside, your emotions, so that you're able to interact with people on more of an even plane. So again, I wanted to thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Purple Reels is Watching. I enjoy sharing these movies with you guys, and I'm just happy to be here. Honestly, I'm just happy to be here. But always remember that it is always a good time for a movie. And remember, film is life, and Purple Reels is watching. Express, like how I'm feeling, how I feel about it. Because every day, Purple Reels is watching. Every day, Purple Reels is